Hey y'all, this is Paul with Youngblood Law. I want to reach out today with a quick, this is going to be pretty short, message about temporary orders. In family law, it is customary to have temporary orders um, that that start generally when the case is just kind of getting started, and these will lay out child possession, access, child support, insurance for the child, temporary use of property in the case of a marriage or whatever. Um, but now there's the question: how temporary are the temporary orders? Um, the answer is they're not all that temporary. So here's what happens: um, they typically will run in perpetuity as long as the case is going, and they have to be modified later if something doesn't work. So once you establish a child custody determine kind of a plan or a process, and once you establish when child support is going to get paid and how much is going to get paid and what visits are when and who lives where, it's hard to go back and change those things. There are some obstacles that the family code puts in place as far as going back and making changes on temporary orders. So once these orders are in place, they could run for months as long as the suit lasts and until they're modified. Okay, so a lot of times they will run for the entire case and only be modified at the end by a formal order. But now here's the real the risk. The risk is if the case has been running for several months and the kids have been on a certain visitation schedule all this time, that has a certain momentum. That has an inertia that can't be ignored. If mama's had the kids, and dad's had first, third, and fifth weekends for the last 6 or 8 months, and the kids are doing fine, their grades are okay, and the kids are more or less happy. It's going to be dang hard come final trial to try to make dad the primary and give mom the possession schedule, right? So here's the dang risk. In a temporary order in a family law case, you typically start that when the first 2 or 3 weeks of a case you're going to have your hearing. The judge who's going to hear that is going to hear both sides for 20, maybe 30 minutes apiece. So, 40 minutes to an hour long hearing, a lot of times, is all you get. You got to make your whole case, everything you can think of. Your lawyer, dang sure, better get right to the point and try to make the strongest case he or she can make. Because the judge is going to turn around and make a decision and says, okay, child goes with dad and mom gets the first, third, and fifth weekends, or whatever happens, that very likely could be the end of that discussion in your case because it's going to run for months unless something happens that we need to change it. Because by the time we get to final trial, if that's been going for months, it's going to be dang hard to convince the judge to change the schedule for the kids and flip the kids from household to household and to make this big ornate change that's not necessarily in their interest just because the parents decide to do so. So, y'all, temporary orders are not that temporary. I've blogged about it. You can find that blog on my website, and I can't stress it enough. Please don't make the mistake of going into a family law case and think, well, I'm at my first hearing and I think I can stand by myself. And then when you find out something you don't like just happened, now you want to go hire a lawyer. Um, Once that happens, once you have that first trial, it is hard to change things. So you got to take those temporary orders seriously. You need a lawyer on board, first things first, even if you're only going up against the Attorney General's office. If it's just a child support thing, you dang sure better have an attorney because believe me when I tell you, the Attorney General's office favors the parent who's going to get paid child support, and they work against the parent who has to pay child support. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to be neutral, but I'm telling you right now, they by gosh do. And so, if you're facing any kind of family law case, get some help before you go to that first hearing. Again, this is Paul with Youngblood Law. We're happy to help you. If you have questions, shoot us an email, give us a call. Feel free to, if you have a case, for the love of Pete, set a consult. Let's go in and find out what your facts and your options are, and we can advise you on that. But give us a call. You don't want to wait until temporary orders are entered before you make a decision that you need a lawyer. That's a recipe for disaster. Find us at divorceinnovation.com or give us a call at 817-601-5345. Have a great day. Bye-bye.